Members of the public to remind your respect to all for all throughout the meeting in line with the obligations of code of conduct and to receive, if appropriate, approve apologies for absence.
Okay. I've got apologies from Councillor Blythe this evening.
Declarations of interest to receive declarations of interest and consider any relevant dispensations.
Sorry, Chair. I don't have a declaration, but I can only do an hour tonight. I've got caring responsibilities in an hour. Just thought I'd let you know.
Okay, thank you. Where's that toilet? Good idea. Public participation, no public. Okay. Minutes and matters arising there. And to approve and sign the correct record, the minutes from the meeting of the Events and Planning Committee on 3rd of the 6th, 2026. We all got them. You got mine, Kim. Maura?
So, Chair, happy to propose those as a true record.
Thank you. Thank you. In favour? Is everybody here? Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, thank you.
Matters arising to report the information purposes, only matters arising from the Events and Planning Committee on 3rd of the 6th.
Yeah, so on the action log, anything that is on it has basically been added to the agenda for further discussion this evening, or it's been done.
Okay, thank you. Tourism and Economic Development, receive report from the Community Services Manager on the footfall train tickets and holiday and other materials related to the information centre.
Yeah.
Wendy?
As you can see in Appendix C. We've enough. We have had some really hot weather in June, which did affect us with the train because we were putting buses on and it was just too hot. And people were cancelling their holidays as well, day trips, because it was just too hot to go on. But on the whole, still very good, yeah. Lots of people coming with inquiries and.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
The free parking on Saturday, has it made any difference to the footfall in the TIC and the Welshpool Information Centre?
No, I wouldn't say it's made any difference to the TIC, but it has made the difference to the town itself. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And we do have people coming in and thanking us very much. Just, yeah.
Bill?
Can you just report briefly on how Taylor's setting in?
Yes, Taylor, she does a couple of days a week and she's settling in really well. She's a really nice girl. I don't know, anybody met her?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really good. Yeah.
And just because of the hot weather, how have you been finding it in the tourist information in the hot weather?
Like a sauna.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
We were talking about aircon in all public buildings being a priority. So yeah, that's something that needs to be looked at, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like air conditioning, but not me. But yeah, the rest of the staff do.
It's better than boiling, I would say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, everyone okay? Thank you, Ed. Visit Welshpool voucher. Consider an update on the voucher element of Visit Welshpool project. Appendix D. Maura.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I talked to a couple of traders when I've been in there myself, and a couple of them were, well, we won't implement it, but another couple were quite positive. You know, it'd be good to see how it goes, and I think it can't do any harm to give it a go. And see what happens as a result, as long as we've got the infrastructure in place, because they'll only be on sale here, won't they? one business was worried that they would have to sell them, and then there would be charges if people wanted to pay by card. But it is for sales through the Welshpool Information Centre, so that won't impact businesses in that way. So I'm fully supportive of it, really.
Thank you, Maura. Bill?
Yeah, can we maybe look back and see exactly what happened when we had the Welshpool card many years ago? You know, I mean, that obviously is no longer in place, and I wonder, you know, what factors led to its discontinuing? Because it might give us some clues as to how to proceed with this.
Yeah, thank you, Bill.
I can't even remember the Welshpool.
You know, it was actually before I moved into Welshpool. It was certainly happening when I was living in Four Crosses. Yeah, I think we had one.
It went, I remember it went really well to start with, and then it sort of just died, you know,
Fizzled out.
fizzled out, yeah.
And we were looking at the reasons for that. So I know you've got discounts if you use the Welshpool card
Yeah.
in shops that took it, but
So the clerk would like us to make a recommendation to full council, and the recommendation is the implementation of the Welshpool voucher scheme to be approved.
I'm certainly in favour of it. I think the danger is fraudulent things and people faking it. But as someone who's in a shop, there's enough people doing fraudulent 20 notes and stuff that I think if there's going to be a person making fraud, there'll be a making fraud of the money they can spend everywhere. Yeah. So I think we should be safe on that score. And as you said, there's not much else which could be a danger from it. Yeah.
If people choose to buy them, they choose to buy them.
Yeah.
If they don't, and I'm sure most, you know, there may be some businesses that won't want to take them, and that's their prerogative as well.
I think it's definitely worth a try. And so I would say that it needs to run for a trial period and be fully reviewed at the end of that period.
And I think it's going to be quite a long period, because like quite a lot of new things, even that will take a little while to.
It's got to be at least a full season, if not a full year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not longer. But I'll propose that we recommend to council that we.
Did you want to say something?
I was just going to say a year seems a useful one, because you get cycles in things, stuff that works well in the summer doesn't work well in the winter. So
Yeah.
But that already got mentioned, at least a season, if not a year. So yeah, I think a year's trial period would be very, yeah.
Second to that?
Hang on, Maura, finish your proposal, sorry.
So I'm proposing that we recommend to full council the implementation of the Welshpool voucher scheme.
Can we put a year for a yearly basis on that, and that would
Do a
cover?
review in 12 months.
Yes.
Nick's got his hand up. So.
Nick, hello, Nick. Come on, Nick.
I said I'll second that proposal, Chair.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you, Nick. All right, all in favour then. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay.
Oh, Cal, you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
did. Sorry,
I missed your hand, that was.
I put it down because I was trying to catch the paper falling off the desk.
Okay, well done.
Sorry.
So business planning and financial matters, interim strategic plan, action plans. Appendix E. Any comments?
I don't think there's anything on the plan that we haven't started, and
Yeah,
it's in
okay.
progress, so
Okay, thank you, Maura.
continue to be developed.
Okay, so we carry on with that, yes? Is that the idea, just to carry on with it? Yep. Okay, 6.2, budget and committee finance, month 3. Appendix F. Appendix F when I can find it, that is. Maureen,
Thank you. There's two things from me. We've just had the carnival. And I know we won't have had all the money and everything in yet. But do we know, particularly with the bouncy machines? Because I know we made a profit on that, didn't we?
Jeez.
Did you have any final figures in the end?
I know it was over £800,
Yeah.
but I'm happy to email the
Yeah,
committee
you could,
tomorrow the
yeah.
exact figure if you like, because with card takings as well, but
Yeah.
that in itself is huge,
Yeah,
because
so-
yeah, over 500 to hire, so yeah.
so we made a running profit on that, actually.
Yeah, it was very, very
Can I
popular.
say,
It was fucking sorry, well.
whoever thought of that idea was,
Yeah, it was a member of the
Really-
public at one of the
really
meetings.
good idea.
Yeah, yeah, it was, yeah.
The amount of people that were complimenting us on how cheap it was to start with.
Mm.
For your son and daughter all day, £5. It's not bad. You'll soon get through £5 at just going on bouncy castles.
Yeah, but it was cheaper than prices at other
Yeah.
carnivals and fun days. But I think it was a fair price. We made a profit on it. People have had a really good time, and that's.
I thought we were going to do fantastic on donations because one councillor in particular got soaking wet. Yes, sir.
I was going to say, with prices constantly going up and it being such a success, should we look now to book early and to get a price locked in and say to them, hey, can you come to next time? We had such a good thing, and hopefully get them locked in again.
And hopefully get him running for the day.
Yeah.
We did
Sorry,
discuss
it
that
broke
on-
down once.
We did discuss that on Saturday and said we'll get this
Yeah.
back in early.
Yeah.
The diary.
So
Bill?
I suspect we have to get past the meeting on the 14th first, and then,
Yeah.
but then, if at the end of that meeting we've got a good feeling and hopefully a date, then we should push ahead as quickly as possible.
I think if we discuss it and decide what went well and what maybe didn't go quite so well, but everything seemed to be very popular, except maybe the music and everything that was going on down by the rugby club.
Carnival's next, should we discuss this?
Yeah, sorry, we'll carry on, shall we? I'll hush my mouth. I've been told. Is it like that at your house, Kelly?
What?
Being told all the
Never
time.
affected you before, I don't know what's wrong with that.
So Chris, the other thing was, because I looked at it in detail and where obviously there's a lot of functions later on in the year, so nothing gets spent on those. But the one thing we do need to look at is how we get more income from the town hall after the longest yarn. So in the winter months,
Yeah,
we do need to increase the income from the town hall.
Yeah.
Whether it be through music venues or whatever, but we do need to think about that. So maybe we can put that on the agenda. We're meeting at the beginning of.
I've got a bit of an update on
Alright.
when we discuss events, future events, I'll update you there.
okay. Kelly, were you gonna say something, sweetheart?
No.
No, right. Okay, we'll move on. To what I don't know, like. Carnival, who wants to talk about the carnival? Yes, the carnival. The PA system was not for me in the right place at all. We didn't know what was going on over there, and they certainly didn't know what was going on over here. We had the meeting with the wild birds. There was a great crowd around there, but there was still a big crowd down by the rugby club. It's not central enough I don't think for me.
You could hear it if you were sat around the stage.
Yeah,
But even, I know I went to get a cup of tea by the stands, you couldn't hear anything then. I think that the mayor was making his speech. You couldn't hear you at all from there. You couldn't hear it from where our tent was. So it was, some of the music, you could just about hear the music from where we were, but not very much. But that was the only disappointing thing for me as well, Chris, was
Okay.
the PA system, and considering we paid for it this year, I was a bit disappointed with that.
We could almost have had it in the little building, couldn't we? Because we were using the front of the field as a carnival, were we as such?
Yeah, I think it was okay where it was just the PA system, and we need to be able to get it further, because no matter where it is on the field, if you're at different points, you're not going to be able to hear it,
No.
considering the volume of what was going on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyone else?
So I've got more.
You got more, right?
For this committee.
Right?
It was only, we need better display boards, Kim. Because it's a huge opportunity while we're at the carnival to do a lot of things. But we couldn't even put them up. You know, they weren't even structured to put them up. And we need to make sure the first aid kit is there right from the
Yeah, I
start.
made a note of that.
But the display boards really, because we had a whole missed opportunity because people couldn't see. So next year.
A lot of the things were blowing one or two big puffs of wind, and they were making their own mind up. They were doing a runner for it. Yeah, but apart from that, a lot of people came to the stall to find out what it was and what we were doing, and
Plus more signage, because there was a
Yeah.
number of Welshpool Town Council
Yeah.
stalls.
yes,
And so people didn't really know that that was the town council stall. And they weren't very clear. Lots of people came up, is this the place to buy tickets?
yes, they all asked, didn't they?
But
Yeah.
just by the signage.
Yeah.
But and I know we are getting better at that. I know that they've been producing from the office lots of good signage stuff and etc. But we need to, we can
Even if
change
you
the
had just
signage,
armbands
it's
with
more-
an arrow pointing to us, yeah. Bill?
Yeah, I was going to make the same point about signage. I think that does need to be better. As regards things going around, we do need things that are securely fixed, because it was a very windy day for the
Yes.
carnival, but it was a very windy day at the previous carnival
Yes,
as well, and we had exactly the same problem of things flying about. So we do need to do that. For me, I think that it seems very strange to have the town council stall at the opposite side of the field from where announcements are being made. I mean, normally I would say, if you're going to have announcements made, those announcements need to be made from somewhere adjacent to where the town council is. We were too far away, I think. I also do think, from the point of view of first aid, somewhere more central is better from that point of view, because you need to be reachable from every direction, I think.
yes. Okay,
I have to, I mean, these are small, they're important points, but they're small points compared to the fact that the whole afternoon.
what else went really well? Yes, yeah, I think so. Okay, Phil?
Yeah, I did look at it and wondered whether it was anything to do with the lorry they got that the music was on, because it was a full-size Arctic. And whether they were concerned about bringing that onto the field and the weight of it on the grass and whatever, I don't know. But I'm one to believe that the carnival's always been better when the stage is in front of the
Grandstand.
the stand,
Yeah,
right? And everybody is centralised.
yes,
It appeared to me a little bit that there was almost a takeover by the rugby club in terms of the events down there, right? So we've got to bear that in mind, you know, for
Yeah.
the future. But Kim's dying to have a go at me now because I've said something wrong. But I'll wait for Kim, and then I'll come back with one more.
thank you, Bill.
Just in
Kim?
answer to that, it was the meetings on the build up to the carnival, it came out from the feedback of last carnival that they wanted the grandstand kept clear as a seated, sheltered place. So that's why the location of the lorry was changed to there.
But I do think, Kim, that some of those comments were made because people wanted to sit in
And
stand,
view that,
to be able
that's
to
been
do
my thought
something on the
process,
show,
yeah, yeah.
and they couldn't
Yeah.
do that anyway, so
No.
there was
No.
nobody sat in it,
No.
only one or two people. But there.
Should almost be in the
lessons for
corner.
next time.
Shouldn't it, in the
Yeah.
corner on an angle almost.
But can I just say, it was a fantastic day. I've only heard very good comments
Good.
about it. My neighbours went, they were there for quite a while and they had to come away because Michael got taxis, but I know his wife was really annoyed that they had to come away so early. They wanted to stop longer. And she was saying that everybody she spoke to was what a lovely day it was, how nice it was, how friendly, how it really was a very nice day.
Thank you, Morag. Phil?
Well, a big benefit, Chairman, what sort of day it was, that it was a bit windy. If there had been no
Yes.
wind, we'd have been in trouble. It was too hot. It would have been too hot, right? But you know, I gotta say, I agree entirely what Morag is saying. It was a fantastic day. Everybody who went there, to one single person, they all thoroughly enjoyed themselves.
Yes.
We were lucky actually that the generator failed for about an hour, in my view, because that held the kids there and they were waiting for it to get fixed, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we had a surge then of how to murder. But the biggest thing I found was that I did have probably 15 up to 15 people making comment to me about the fact that we'd had no parade.
Yeah.
And I have to say, sitting here just quietly, I can understand what they're saying. It was much better when there was, if you like, up to 10 lorries coming down the street. But we can't force them to come. It's as simple as that, and you know. But the staff that were there did a first class job, all of them, and that's Paul and his lads and Kim and people in the office. It was a super day. It really was, and it's it's one for the future to be able to say we're not behind any longer. Sometimes we're up in front, and it was very, very good. Finally, Chairman, and I make no bones about this. It was noticeable again that we had an event, and we had the same old 4 or 5 councillors there giving us every effort. Right? And the regular people who you never see, the councillors you never see, no matter what the event is, sorry, it's a fact of life. And it's about time they got out of their houses and give a bit of help when we do, when all these
Just a
events
little
are
bit
on.
of support now and again
stop.
would be great. Thank you, Phil. Kelly first.
Was up before.
Right, Phil?
Yeah.
Yes, I certainly would like us to formally record in the minutes our appreciation of the hard work put in by so many staff members on the day, as well as obviously the help from everyone who volunteered.
Yeah.
I think it's really important that we make sure that we note that. I think yes, I mean, as I said, even if you couldn't hear me at the beginning. It's really sad that we didn't have a parade this year. We do need to get across to people just how complicated it is, the process now of closing roads and getting the parade, so that we actually have well in advance, if people are seriously thinking of putting a float on, they need to let us know by a certain date. There's got to be at least 2 months before, in order to make sure that we get that. And there were people at the last minute saying, "Oh, we would have done a float," that it's no good. We needed to know well before that. But in previous years, we've had a carnival procession, and then about an hour and a half on the line before people start drifting away. This year, we worked really hard to get people there for the whole period of 5 hours from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And by and large, we succeeded. And we must make sure that whatever happens before what happens on the show field next year and in future years, we keep people there for that length of time. Because that then encourages more people to commit to come with stalls, etc.
Thank you. Laura?
Yeah, sorry, I agree entirely with Bill. I do think, Bill, that because of the heat in the week leading up to the carnival, even if people had decided to do floats, I think there would have been a big drop off. So we were very lucky. We were already prepared in advance for that. Because who would want to put a bunch of children in that heat on a float? Or who'd want to get one ready in that heat, preparing for?
Yeah.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, but my other thing was, it was a surprise to me, but the British strongman champion came to our carnival. We had invited him, but he wasn't able to come because he should have been at the World Championships. But because of an injury, he didn't go, but he came and he performed all afternoon, in the, what they call them, the marquees. But it did mean he wasn't on the agenda, and I know his mum was a little bit upset about that. I did talk to her about it as it was last minute. But can we also give him our thanks, because that really was a local boy who's done really well. He is the British strongman champion, and he came and he entertained the crowds, giving back to Welshpool. So I'd like to offer my thanks to him.
Yeah, certainly. I think he could do with a card sent from the whole council to say a big thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Maura. Kelly?
Okay, I don't know where to start. So I wanna say, I'm trying to be very careful with my words.
Sorry, Chairman, sorry, Kelly, can you pull the microphone your way? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this
I'm
better?
deaf in this ear, that's why I'm always looking this way.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, better.
Okay, sorry, not used to using mics. I was saying that, as someone who works in events for a living, there was good and there was bad to the carnival. And obviously this is my first time being on council, in council, and the last times I've gone as like a public citizen. So with that said, the good news is the weather was fantastic, and the 5 quid thing all day was awesome. That was amazing, because even my mother-in-law could not believe how cheap it was. So that was an amazing thing, and to hear how much you sold was a wow. The birds of prey thing was just, what can you say? Birds of prey are just so majestic, and every time I looked at his tent, you couldn't see him. I mean, it was that crowded. So, I mean, obviously, cool. The strongman thing, that was great. I didn't know he was going to be there, so that was so neat to watch as he invited members of the public to try and lift things, and they couldn't even. On the other hand, there were some things that I do feel that we can improve on. One is social media. I don't know who runs the Facebook. As much as I enjoyed seeing the constant posts about Welshpool Town Council, it would have been also nice to see advertisements about the entertainment and the people that were coming. You know, because a lot of people don't know, you know, the acts that were on stage. So it'd be nice to have some posts about saying like who this person is or what to expect from them. Like I knew the drummers, they're drummers, but some of the singers I didn't know, like even the high school, I had no idea what they were doing until they got up there and they started to actually do their thing. I also do think signage is definitely an improvement. It would have been great to have some kind of signage at the stage to tell us what was like on and what time. Cause the only sign that I saw was at the tent.
There was a sign by the stage.
Was there?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry. Well, that's good to know. But I took a picture on my phone just because it's easier, but it would have been cool to have that. I do agree with everyone on extra signage. I think a lot of signage is needed. Also, and I don't know if it's me, but there were people in town that didn't know about the carnival. And I thought that was kind of strange. Like, maybe they're not on social media, I don't know, but perhaps we could do something a little bit better with advertising, you know, the day of, you know, because I noticed there wasn't really any signage going down the roadie thing, the road to get to, I don't know what you call it.
License rate down towards
No,
license rate, yeah.
Powell Road, you mean the drive
Yeah.
down to it?
Not, not
Any
the
of
Powell
those?
Road, but the one on the canal.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I don't know the name of that road. It doesn't show up.
Seventh Street.
7th Street?
Yeah.
Is that the non-paved road that goes to Mesa Joyce?
Oh, no, I don't think that's got a name.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
don't know the name of that one.
But
It's all gravel and,
You need something actually on 7th Street.
yeah, that's what I was trying to say, the intersection by the bridge. It would have been great
Yeah.
to have like a giant
It
arrow
would've been,
saying.
yeah.
"Play."
Having said that, I mean, I would want to say that however much publicity you put out, there are always going to be people in this town that say, "Oh, I didn't know about that. No one told me."
I know,
Well, I was also thinking about like tourists that come for the day and they
Yeah.
don't know.
yeah,
You know, if they see the sign, they might think, cool, that might be something to take the hyper children to and dump them
Yeah.
off on an inflatable for hours.
A lot more signage this year than we've
Yeah,
had
we
in
did.
previous years. So on all the entrances that I've seen them, there's carnivals.
I think we are getting there, yes.
Yes.
All right, I think we're getting there,
I agree
honestly.
with Kelly.
With the
You know,
signs
we never
and,
do.
No, definitely.
Social media, you can put it in every single newspaper that's ever read, and someone will say they haven't seen it.
And it was nice
Guaranteed.
to see the clubs. Cause some of the clubs, I knew about like rugby and bowling and cricket, but you know, you don't often see in the States anyway, like a canoe club. So it was really cool to actually meet the canoe club members and talk
Yes,
to them
yeah.
and learn about, you know,
What
That-
goes on, so.
yeah, and that they offer things for the public. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That was
Yeah.
really cool. So it was a
Yeah.
great opportunity to actually network and meet.
You weren't here, Kelly, but we did actually have an open day down by the canal. One year, and it was very successful, wasn't it? We had a canoe club, we had ice cream vendors and hot and burger sellers down there. We had, what are those little boats called, Philip? You, coracles, which we've got ourselves, or we did have. And you can paddle across it. It was really, really nice.
Can we do
Really
it
good
again?
day.
Sorry.
So that was a great day, yeah.
So Chris,
Bill.
one year my daughter was Queen of the Cat.
Queen of the Water.
All right, of the cat,
Queen of the Cat.
yeah. The cat we used to call the canal around here, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Bill,
Yeah, I mean, Kelly made a good point about visitors to the town. In particular, perhaps we can find more creative ways, or perhaps you're doing it and I haven't realised, of contacting the various sites around the town where people have mobile homes, etc. Because these are people who come regularly. They have a mobile home. And if they know about the carnival, if we manage to get something maybe through to the, to the sites themselves, then they will make a special effort to come on that weekend, perhaps. You know, so
that's actually an excellent idea,
Agreed.
Bill, because I know the one in Borden, down the bottom of Borden there, he's got a big caravan park. You wouldn't know he was there. You could drive straight past it and wouldn't know it was there. But
Isn't there one by Lambert too?
I could go, yes, one by Lambert, a big one.
Stranded back out.
there's lots all around, and
It would be
and
really,
these
really
people-
handy to contact them, yeah.
These people have a real commitment to.
Oh,
to
do
the
you?
town.
Sorry, love.
They
They already do, Bill.
Yeah.
They already do.
But if you know any of others, let us know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we do obviously have what we've got. If there's any more,
Mm.
definitely.
That's a great idea, Bill, really.
The other thing I wanted to just to say, I was talking to my neighbour the day after, and she was saying, "Wasn't it fantastic, the carnival, etc." I only wish I'd known what was on, and I realised that somehow we didn't get the leaflets out as widely as we should have done. Whether it's a matter of maybe making sure that every stall has got a little pile of leaflets, so that
On the
wherever they
day,
go,
on the day,
on
oh
the day.
yeah.
Because people are going to come. I said, well, you need to come across to the, but people didn't necessarily know where you were or notice it. Again,
Yeah.
signage perhaps, but if every store's got a little pile of
Yeah.
this, then that's really helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bill. Hang on, Wendy, I'll bring you in now. Phil?
Only a simple question, or am I going senile? Well, probably both, but didn't we used to have the carnival in the school holidays, when the kids were off school. I just wonder whether that's, does affect anything or not.
I don't remember it ever being in school holiday.
Sorry?
I don't remember it ever being in school holiday.
Oh, I do. I do.
Do I remember it being on a bank holiday Monday though?
Yeah, it's been on
It
that.
used to
might
be
be
once,
lately.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bank holiday Monday and I remember the town was full.
Yeah.
It's
I think it
also
was
a
always
good time
bank holiday Monday,
to
wasn't
pick a date. Mind you, bank holiday Monday, we're busy here, aren't we, anyway, but I remember the town being absolutely chock-a-block, yeah.
But hey, we had a good day last week and,
Yeah,
we
I think we're going in the right direction, definitely. Do we stop calling it a carnival? Because
No.
there's no parade?
No. We'll put a parade back.
Yeah, okay.
We have,
Sorry.
someone, did you have anything to add beforehand? Because
Sorry,
you're-
Jackson, yeah.
I just wanted to say that the leaflets need to get out sooner,
Yeah,
a lot sooner than just a couple of days before. If possible.
But again, lots of people are going to want one on the day.
Yes,
They're
yes,
not going to
yeah,
take it until-
yeah.
I was just going to say, as a general thing, I agree with you on the sooner. And you mentioned about social media. I was thinking if we had a separate one for Welshpool Carnival, so Welshpool Town Hall puts up the Welshpool Carnival as a referring to them, but people can just go onto the Welshpool Carnival page, see everything that's on. It's one Facebook page
Yep.
that will have a copy of the leaflet, as you said, have the leaflet earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, with the schedule of events. And as you were saying, some councillors will never be helping out. I'm one of them because I work on a Saturday, but I am very happy to wander around and hand out leaflets through letterboxes.
Thank you,
Because
thank you.
that would be a very
Yeah.
good one for those
Yeah.
who don't have social media. If we can get those leaflets through letterboxes, and above all, we have a lot of caravan sites. I wouldn't be able to reach them as a non-driver, but we also have a lot of Airbnbs. If you put a fair few into those, then boom, suddenly all the tourists who arrive a week, 2 weeks before will be like, oh, I know what I'm going to do on Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah, great.
yeah.
Kim,
oh yeah, I forgot about.
Kat,
Sorry.
are you coming in or are you?
I'm coming in. I agree with Jackson. Thank you. I forgot about that idea. So, I do think creating a separate Facebook page, like some of us counselors have, might be a great idea because then people are more like, because when you Google, for instance, carnival, you automatically get the relevant pages. You
Yeah.
don't automatically see Welshpool Town Council because it doesn't fall under
No,
the
no,
carnival category. So it'd be smarter to go ahead and have something like that. In terms
Okay.
of naming it a carnival, maybe I'm crazy because of American, but when you think carnival, I think rides
Yeah.
and Ferris wheels, but then we don't have any of that stuff. So I don't know if carnival's really the right
No, I think
word.
that's, I think here, carnival, people think of parades and then.
That's what I mean though, but we don't have a parade.
No, but that's why.
You know what I
put it in, mate.
right,
Oh, okay.
right.
But normally
Thank
we
you.
do have a parade.
Thank you, Bill.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Kelly. Kim, Kim, Kim.
No, I was just gonna say, the Facebook, we did create an event for it as a separate. So an event for the carnival was
Yeah.
created as separate and everything was listed on that.
Yeah, I was just thinking as a whole page.
So you're
Yeah.
meaning create an actual
Yeah.
Facebook, like
Yeah.
a thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to confirm that,
Because
but
with the events,
could
it's
we
a lot
take-
harder to add pictures and
Yeah.
have people search the page. When you actually do a real Facebook page,
I'll be there.
you can just do you click the magnifying glass at the top right, and you just type in what you want, it comes up. Anything on the page will come up.
yeah,
With an event page, it doesn't work like that. So if you needed the schedule, you're not gonna be able to find it. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to scroll through post after, and nobody wants to do that.
no,
They're lazy.
This is just adding to the point about having a separate carnival page, which is an excellent idea. In fact, not really even excellent, it's a necessary idea. I
Yeah.
think. Because it then becomes, a perpetual live updates. So for example, we're saying it's hard to get people to commit to floats. Well, as soon as someone does offer a float, it goes on the page.
Yeah.
And that then encourages other people to think, well, we could do it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. Phil?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. I think the thing that we don't do, and that probably would be the most effective way of advertising it, is about a month before, we just need to put a big banner up somewhere very prominent. One of the roundabouts on the approach into town would be ideal if we could get permission to do it. But otherwise, outside the Welshpool Information Centre or somewhere similar, of sufficient size so it's noticed by everybody that goes by. If you put that up about a month in advance, you could give the website address on the banner, but just make it obvious that there's something happening in the town. I think a lot more people potentially would see and react to that than they do necessarily to online sources.
Thank you, Phil. I just want to say to you, Phil, we actually do put, and I've even been with Kim to put it up, a banner up on certain roundabouts. 4 different banners on 4 different, certainly the 3 entrances as you come in. One was on Mackie D's fence one year.
Town hall.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And the town hall. So we are trying, Phil.
Oh, right, okay.
We're definitely trying. Thank you.
Chris.
Just one that's popped up very quickly. We've got them on all the road entrances to town.
Yes.
We're redoing the sign for the railway station, aren't we? I don't know if already plans are in place, but it occurs to me having a slot on that sign.
Yes.
So we've got the sign up on the railway station, but we've also got a slot which you can just drop in fair and then take it out and drop in carnival.
We
and
have
drop
got
in
our own
1940.
board,
Yeah.
notice board down there, right by the
Port station.
Edinburgh
Edinburgh
Woolen Mill,
Well,
right by the Edinburgh Woolen Mill, which me, Kim and I have been opened up, put a big notice in there.
The problem is no one who uses the train station ever goes there. So having that big board that's right at the top of the ramp, it's a good board. You see it.
Yeah.
If you have
Okay.
a slotter in there and you
Okay.
can just drop in stuff, then
All right.
suddenly every
Thank you,
tourist
Jack.
going in there.
Thank you, Jackson. Kelly?
Using the mic. I also wanted to suggest maybe, and again, when you looked at the carnival as a whole, like as I walked through it, I obviously noticed tons of families, which was amazing, but it seemed like the age range wasn't, there wasn't a lot of teens or tweens. It was almost like anyone under 12 and under, great, but anyone above that. And when I did ask some teenagers in town, their concern and complaint was there wasn't anything for them to do. I guess I can kind of see that point, because when you look at the inflatable houses, there was a lot of little kids, younger versions. And nobody really knew that you could do the jousting inflatable. Like, I didn't know we could do it until you told me, and it was at like the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe we can incorporate.
You'd have
some-
been brave enough to get up there then, Kelly?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I just keep that in mind.
I'm not a violent person, but I'm just saying, if you're giving me a jousting to hit my husband for something, I'll do it.
Yeah, can I just add a little bit onto what you've already been saying? It was so nice to see a lot more young families down at that park. And they were there for the day.
Yep.
You could see that they'd come for the day. They weren't there for half an hour or something like. It's really difficult to satisfy every single or all ages at once. There was someone there for the older person. There was someone there for the babies.
No, I know, but I was thinking
And
like
it's so difficult to
maybe more activities such as like, you know, for instance, tug of war. Tug of war is a really popular activity.
Yeah.
You could do that with different age groups
yeah.
and just watch. the
Again,
kids
it'll
go
be
nuts.
advertising, Kelly, won't
Yeah.
it? It'll be getting it out there. I think the most important thing, Kim, is to remember that this all has to go back to the committee,
Well,
the carnival committee.
I would recommend if you are available to come and attend on the 14th of July and have your say in there as well, because I imagine that will be the basis going forward then for the next meeting and the dates for the next year's carnival.
What time of 14th of July?
6 o'clock,
6 till 7.
possibly. It definitely starts at 6, but whether it stays on till
Yeah.
7 is another thing.
Okay, no, that'll be great.
It
That'll
wasn't
be
gonna use the
great,
carnival. though.
because
It really was.
the more ideas, Skelly, the better, it really is. Even at this stage when we're booking for next year.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? That was great. That
Propose
was,
to move on, Chair.
sorry?
Propose to move on.
Yeah, thank you, Phil, yeah. Okay, Walking Festival, Bill?
Nothing further to report.
Thank
really
you.
at the moment.
Dance Festival, Phil?
Similar, Chris, nothing new.
Nothing new, okay, thank you. Summer Cinema and Craft Session then.
So we have a date for the cinema and film. Let me say that again, for the film and craft session. The 22nd of August, which is a Saturday. And we can accommodate up to 40 children. So that will be, I think we'll probably try and get 80 to 100 seating for the actual film, and then 40 at the back for the children to sit down and do the crafts.
Okay.
Do you need any volunteers, Kim?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Are we have you
I've
contacted?
done it, yeah.
schools? Yeah,
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
I've made a poster, but I'm happy to circulate again to the committee. If you're happy with it, we can get on and circulate it.
I think
But-
when, whatever you emphasize, I think you must emphasize that there's only enough room for 40 or whatever it is.
Yeah, limited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so limited seating.
You're getting them to book on.
100%. I'll
Yeah,
need
so
to, yeah.
Get them to book on, yeah, yeah.
With a close time,
Yeah.
firm close time.
Yeah.
because, experience suggests that you're always going to get someone turning up saying, "Oh, can we just come in?"
Yeah, no,
So you
yeah.
really do need to have
Yeah.
been very firm on that.
Are we charging? Is this something that's going to be charged for?
So again?
In the last meeting, did you decide whether it would be charged? Or is it free?
No, it was, the recommendation was to hold it.
They
And
didn't.
for this, and that went to council and they supported it with the budget coming from the,
Yeah,
events budget.
Events
There was no
budget.
mention of charging in it.
okay,
The charging related to Flicks in the Sticks.
yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Everyone all right with that? That sounds great. We're going forward. 7.5 is Flicks and the Sticks. To note, the next screening of Flicks and the Sticks will take place on Monday, the 7th of September in a Corn Exchange, showing One Life. To note that from the 1st of November onwards, our fee for the screening service provided will increase from 150 plus VAT to 175 plus VAT. We're never going to catch them up, Morag. It doesn't matter what you say.
We, in the last meeting, you'll see in the minutes that we agreed that we will do some consultation of the audience in September as to their feelings on charging, what might be reasonable,
Okay.
what might not.
Okay, I think we have to take into consideration that if we charge a charge, we will be open to VAT on everything we take.
Yeah.
There will be a VAT, bill.
There's no doubt in my mind at all. But if we charge 10 pence to come in, you lose half of your attendance.
Thank you, Phil.
There's no doubt about that. 90% of these people over there are ladies. And a good percentage of that is they are older age persons.
Yes.
And quite honestly, they love going there. But once you start charging, it doesn't matter what the price is, it becomes a different animal altogether. And you will lose a big percentage of your people. Remember, Phil told you that when if it ever happens.
Thank you, Phil. Bill?
Yeah, I mean, counter to that, I would just say that I've been involved with quite a lot of Flicks in the Sticks around the place, and this is the only one that I've ever been to that doesn't charge. But you know, I can also see that there is an immediate impact if you do charge. But yeah, £2 for a cup of tea or coffee and a cake is actually a very low price. We could actually put that up. People have the choice whether they have that or not. But I think that might be one way of just maybe bringing in a bit of an income. But you know, I think just we have to be honest and straightforward with people. This is the cost of what we provide, and anything you can do to help is excellent.
Thank you. Nick?
Yeah.
As most of us will remember, it was only a couple of years or more ago that I think we used to charge for flicks in the sticks, didn't we? And it was a previous councillor that suggested that we call it a community service and take away the entrance fee, which obviously was passed by council. And I do believe that it's had a very, very positive effect on flicks in the sticks. The fact that we provide it as a service to the community. And I think the fact that even if we're not making money out of it as such, I think it's a bit of kudos for the county council, wash my mouth out, town council, that we actually provide this to our constituents as a free service.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jackson.
I was just going to say, I totally agree with the cake idea of, you know, do the money through the cake rather than the tickets,
Yes.
Because people who won't turn up if it's a expensive one, but they just won't bother with the tea and cake. Whereas people who wouldn't be put off by it, you're going to have them actually spend more, because if they think it's an excellent service and it's being given them for free, you're much more likely to be like, oh, I've only got a £5 on me, just take a £5 for the cake and those type of things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think by offering it for free but having tea and cake, it means that people are much more likely to be generous and give if they can, and it provides free service for those who can't.
Thank you, Jackson. Morag?
So just to remind committee that we did commit to full council that we would do the consultation, so I'm quite happy to do that in September. And then we can look at that and see what it tells us. I'm quite happy to include doing it through additional charge for tea and coffee and cake. As part
I think it's a good idea to go down that route as well, to have another alternative other than we must now charge you to come in, sort of thing. Phil?
Always remember, Chairman, please, once you give people a reason to stay away, you'll never get them back. And that's happened many, many times in the past.
I think having the free options on there or continue free, introduce a charge, or reflect the higher costs through tea and cake charges and see what people say out of all three. Yeah.
Yes.
I think what we need to, and I don't know how we do it, Kim, is that if there is a charge or if we're increasing tea and coffee, we've got to work out a way where we can offer slightly better film choices. There's some of the films we've had, and I know they've been very good, but they've been quite old films recently. And I know some people have commented on that. Okay. I don't know how we do.
Well, I don't know how many people have seen One Life, but I will be bringing a box of tissues with me, all right? It's absolutely splendid, and
You do every other month.
no, I do not. Bill?
I'm just going to support Morag's statement there, because you can get some quite recent films through Flicks in the Sticks, and I think sometimes that's a direction to go in.
I think we can
just making sure we've got a good variety, really.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
How quickly do we need to book them off? Because there's always the possibility, the most book club models is that people, you know, read the book, come in, talk about it, and then they're like, the next book club is next month. We've got 3 options of books. What does everyone want? And so that way the audience plays a part in choosing it. So if we could get the things booked more than you know, a few weeks in advance. If we
Oh, we do.
only
We
need
do.
that,
We
you
do.
do put
We
to
do.
everyone
We
then.
put
Yeah.
till December.
Yeah, but what I mean is we wouldn't be able to have a quicker turnaround of like, there's three options. What film does everyone want to see next month?
No,
has to
it's
be
gonna
booked till
be, yeah,
December.
yeah.
Yeah, I feared that was the
At least 2
case,
months,
but
yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we'll find a way forward, okay?
I'll work with Kim on that. kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Right. 7.6 Farmers Market. Sorry? To consider a way forward in respect of any proposed farmers market. He always tells me what to do. You may think I'm running this, I'm not. She's pulling legs and arms and strings and everything here. Bill,
I honestly think there's nowhere to go on this at the moment.
Yeah.
And we, you know, if there was a strong pressure from the farming community to hold a farmers market, it's something we should certainly consider and facilitate. But I don't think we can do it and then invite farmers to come in. So
No.
I think at the moment it's on the.
I think I agree with you.
I second that,
Well,
Chair.
yeah, okay.
I think it's got me legs.
Nick is waiting to speak.
Can we just bring Nick in? Thank you.
Yeah, very briefly. Oh, sorry, Chair, I'm losing my voice. I've got a bit of a throat infection.
There's a
I've said
blessing.
several times that the farmers market is a great idea, lovely concept, but it's a tried and failed initiative. We've done it before, and it folded within months. And if we could find possibly another platform for it rather than where it used to be in the town hall, it might be great, but I don't really think it would be a successful town council initiative.
Thank you, Nick. Did Phil want to come in there, or has he got his finger, he's got his finger next to his speaker, hasn't he? Sorry, Phil, it's me, I'm looking too hard. Okay, anyone else want to come in with that? Shall we say to drop this farmers market idea?
Well, it was agreed to leave it as an ongoing agenda
No, I
item.
think Bill's proposed that we drop it.
I think so, I
And
think so, yeah.
I'm seconding that.
Okay, drop it.
And all those in favour, please. Ask you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think should we be aware of you know, a real demand from the farming
Yes.
community, we can respond.
We
to
can
that.
go back to
I
it,
think
well, yeah, I think
yeah.
that's right.
I loved it all the way back in the OOs. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, but we need the people. Yeah.
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 Right, thank you. 7.7 is upcoming events. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna read them out to you because you don't need to. But Kim wants to talk about something.
So I've been in touch with a couple of different organisations about bringing different things to the town hall, hopefully for a mayor's sort of fundraising event, but also Bill had the idea of using a paranormal evening for raising funds for the town hall. So I'm just waiting for confirmation that they're okay with that. But they won't be charging for it. It will just be a case of letting them use the room and maybe providing tea and coffee. So all the proceeds would go to the cause, all of it. So I thought that was really good. And I'm looking into the idea of a comedy evening as well. So the two things we've not really ventured out to as a council yet, but that's two ideas that I've got on the back burner. But welcome to any other suggestions.
I do constantly get asked mainly in the hub about when we put in the next music
Event.
Yes, I've also had requests of that sort and people commenting, so yeah.
Even at the Romeo and Juliet at the castle on Sunday,
Really?
as someone said, "Oh, when we put in the music on."
So
Yeah.
like the Tina and that sort of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
a band, or the people who've been asking me particularly wanted like rock bands, Rolling Stones, that, because we're all of that age group now. The people who tend to go are of that age group.
tribute bands to, Maureen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I get a load of quotes and bring it back to the meeting in September,
Yeah,
then we can book
that'd be
something, even for the end of the year, I think we
Yeah.
still, the demand is there, we'll sell the tickets, won't
Yeah.
we? So, yeah, okay, so September. And,
Okay.
and for mayor's, for the charity as well, and then we'll think of something, Bill.
Yes, yeah. I have to say that, for me, as a clergyman, the suggestion that we have a paranormal evening to support the mayor's fund did not really quite work.
Sorry, Bill.
But I was
Really,
quite
really
happy,
think
I was
that
quite
through.
happy to have the evening as long as it supported something other than my
Yeah,
fund.
I understand that,
Sorry,
sorry.
Chairman, we have those every, the last one, Wednesday of every
Class
month.
access there, Bill, really.
I wasn't really thinking.
I was actually thinking paranormal and comedy night, all the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, now there's a thought, a paranormal comedy night. Now
That's a good idea, we might be onto something.
A Ouija board that sells jokes.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Jokes from the other side.
Kelly.
Oh, sorry, my bad. So now that we're talking about upcoming events, I'm not sure if I'm on the right part of the meeting where I can bring it up. Am I allowed to bring up an event that never happened but
Yeah.
was scheduled?
Yeah,
Awesome.
come an event, so if you've got an idea of something, absolutely.
No, I'm talking about the event that didn't happen.
Oh,
Can we hear what it was?
Yeah, so apparently, please forgive me, I got lots of messages on this one, and it's because I promoted it because they swore they were coming. But Welshpool had a wrestling event at the town hall.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, can we no anymore, because it's the second time that they pulled this.
Yeah.
Where apparently due to low ticket sales, they canceled the event, but they didn't tell anybody. So people showed up both times at the town hall and then messaged me about it because they wanted to know why I was still advertising the event, and I was clueless because I was like, and then this is what I consider a dirty delete. The wrestling event thing, they deleted everything about it on their website.
Oh, God.
All of it. And I just feel like that is just so scammy, and just, it doesn't give me a good vibe that they're legitimate. They advertised like crazy. They said they were coming. So I went and I made the event on Facebook like I always do for my event directory. And then both times people came and the doors were locked and the doors were closed. No notice was sent out to any of the ticket holders. No notice was given on the website that it was canceled. On their website, their actual website. In fact, when you went to their website, it was all scrubbed. I just feel like there's something
Yeah,
wrong with that scenario.
absolutely.
Wrestling's huge. What do you
Yeah.
mean it's canceled due to low ticket sales? I mean,
Unfortunately, they hire the room from us, so that's all the dealing we have with them. We'll happily advertise for them if they give me a poster and I can put it in the town hall window. But when it comes to that, it's a private function. All the dealing we have is the hire of the room.
but
So
if they're canceling,
they
can we
should-
at least
It is up to them.
know
absolutely,
about
to-
it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we don't know
That's
how
wrong.
far some of these people,
Terrible.
sorry, my bad, Phil. We don't know how far some of these people came for the event.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, some could have come from Shrewsbury or Wrexham. That's not an easy drive
No.
with petrol prices.
No.
And it also turns them off
Yeah.
from wanting to trust us and come for future events. You're trying to get butts in the seat, not tell them, hey, we're gonna hold events, and then you get
But
here.
that's our responsibility.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's the perception that's provided by people. They think, should we trust Welshpool because they advertise an event that may or may not happen? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I might not be saying that right, sorry.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
I mean, yes, you said,
What
You're-
they're doing, you can understand, Kelly, is blaming the wrong person.
oh,
Because
but they're always,
all we've
yeah,
done is hire the room out.
but people don't
it's
know
not
that.
them,
That's the
no.
problem. The public
I
doesn't
wouldn't
realize
know who
that.
they sold tickets to either. I couldn't go out and contact them directly because I wouldn't know. We don't have anything to do with the ticket sales. It is just hire of the room and it's on them.
That's fine, but at least can we put going forward in the contract, if you cancel the event, you need to inform us so that we can at least maybe put something out.
Yeah,
You know, not everyone would see the cancellation,
no,
but at least we might be able to decrease the amount of people that
Yeah.
show up
yeah.
and then get here and there's nothing here. Cause I didn't have an answer for people. As far as I knew, the event was still going. I was going.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you do? Does that, I'm hoping I'm trying to make sense. I probably am not. I'm
I
sorry.
think they've rescheduled as well. They haven't cancelled, it's just rescheduled.
For a
But yeah,
third time?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
yeah,
Right, thank you, Kelly.
Someone should-
Bill?
Just following on from that, I would actually counsel against, as a councillor.
Thank you.
I would not advertise a commercial event happening in the town hall. And I would counsel against doing that because that can lead you into that sort of situation. But, absolutely right, there needs to be in our booking schedule, something about, being informed, if an event is to be cancelled. We've had one or two events cancelled and we haven't always known very much about it until the last minute. And I have to say as well that if we have what seems to be pretty poor practice from a regular user, maybe they shouldn't be a regular user anymore. And we do have the right to say, sorry, we don't take your booking anymore. That might be something we only do very, very rarely, but it's something we should consider doing on occasions, perhaps.
Thank you, Bill. Maura?
Have they still paid us for the room?
yeah.
They have,
Mhm.
that's all right, then they're not getting their money back.
The point is, that's where our business with them stops.
Yeah.
Whereas people don't realise that's where our business with them stops. I can understand Kelly's,
And
Kelly's
the
concern.
problem being as well is we put posters in the town hall window for anybody that hires a room, so that's going from RNID. It's
Yeah,
important
that's true.
that's in the window, so if we said
But
no
the-
to one, we'd have to say no to all.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
reputational issue there.
Yeah.
We have.
That's what I was
Absolutely,
going
absolutely. But if, like you say, they have to notify us immediately if they're cancelling, then therefore we can put something out and take the poster out of the
Well, yeah,
window.
because like if they
They won't
knew,
tell us.
if
They
they
did,
knew,
but very last minute, Morag. We wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. It was
they told
literally
us
the
this
day.
time,
The day,
this time,
yes.
and the first time too?
I'm pretty certain it was very short notice again.
See,
Like,
that's
they
just
leave it till like the
weird.
day of or the day before, but it's circumstantial. How do we get around it? If something really disastrous
We
happens
tell them
in
flat
their
out
lives.
that if you're gonna cancel, you need to do it at least 7 days prior to the event. To give people, cause that's how we do it with our events, we need to give time for the public to, read, because. So I know hands are up, but case in point, there was a humongous Comic-Con last weekend that got canceled 48 hours before the con. Do you know the amount of
Yeah.
people that were enraged?
And the
They
one-
lost airfare, they lost hotels, none of that's refundable. We're very fortunate that the wrestling event wasn't like a major, like John Cena wasn't coming type of thing. But if it was,
Yeah.
can you think of the backlash it would have been on the town? And the reputational aspect as well? The public doesn't know what you just said,
No.
that our interaction ends with you booking it. All they see is the posters of us advertising it. So I'm agreeing with Bill, that it's more a reputation thing as well. You're trying to get more events to the town, not kind of kick people away. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not making much sense, probably.
No, you're making sense, yes, Phil?
Under the title of upcoming events, can I ask a question, Chairman? I've been left off the invitation list for the last 2 market traders meetings. I am sick and fed up with the market traders catching me and saying, why aren't you at the meeting? They are all convinced that somebody in the office has given an instruction that I'm not invited. Now, if there's any truth to that, let me know, I won't go. But I don't want to be accosted all the time by the market traders who, in fairness, seem to want me to go to their meetings. But I haven't, I just haven't had any invitation or no information at all the last 2. So perhaps somebody can give me an explanation if it's, but if it's just an accident, so be it. But remember in the future.
Okay, Phil, thank you. Bill?
My understanding on that was that a decision was made that no councillors would normally attend market traders meetings.
You haven't got the authority to make that.
I haven't made any decision, Phil, so please don't shout at me. I just understand that a decision was made that the meeting should be something that was just between officers and market traders. Now, whether we agree with that or not, if that's a decision that's been made, then we need to to accept it as a decision. We may want to then argue against it and change that decision, but I think that was that was the decision that was made.
Somebody's been making that decision, Chairman, even very quietly, right? Surely it would have been proper, right and proper to let the person to know that you're not going to be invited.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm in between the traders now, and they think I'm ignoring them, but then we didn't. Because they've heard rumours that the office don't want me to go. Now, it might be your councillor if it knows it, but sorry, council make decisions like that, nobody else.
yeah, all right, Philip, thank you. We will see that again. Okay. Listen, we must press on, the evening's gonna go.
Sorry, I'm struggling here.
Up next, sorry, mate.
Sorry, I had to leave the room for a minute. Can I just back up what Councillor Pritchard said? I wasn't intending to attend the market traders meeting on Monday, but I called in the market, as I very often do, and because some of the market traders are personal friends of mine, and so I was asked would I attend the meeting, which I did, and I've been chastised for putting forward some personal opinions on certain issues, which is fine. If I was in the wrong, I was in the wrong. But I was told I shouldn't put forward opinions related to council decisions. I wasn't involved in that decision. I wasn't in the full council meeting last week. But I was a little bit offended about the way I was chastised for it. And I mean, if I'm not allowed to put my personal opinion, and they were personal opinions, I thought that was quite obvious. But yeah, I won't go any further at this stage, but I was quite disappointed that I was chastised for putting forward my opinions, trying to support the market traders.
Right, thank you, next for that. I don't know where to go, to be honest, with this Kelly incoming.
Oh, I apologize for sounding stupid, but what is Welshpool open doors?
Oh, it's something you discussed the last meeting, that basically it's like an open day.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah.
mind, never mind. I didn't know that was the name of it.
Yes, that's the name of it.
I'm very excited for it. It
It
sounds
sounds
brilliant. Yeah.
Get involved, it's not
Yeah,
very-
free entry to Paris Castle.
I've made a note of diary.
Those castles up.
Yeah, no, I remember us discussing it. I just didn't know that was the actual name of
That's
the
the
event.
name, yeah.
Apologies.
No, it's okay.
It's one of those ones that the thing that you have all by you the whole time is the thing you don't tend to look at. I know so many born and bred Welshpool people who've never been to Paris Castle.
I haven't.
It's brilliant.
It is,
It is. So I've been telling everyone, go then, it's free.
Yeah. definitely.
Okay, where are we going with this?
You're going place barn.
Yep. Bill, I don't know what to tell you about the Bill?
I think a point has been made and received, and we simply have to allow that to go through the system.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Place plan then. To note, the membership of the place plan working group is councillors Morag Bailey, William Rowell, Alison Davis, Carol Robinson, and Phil Owen, and to arrange a suitable date for the first meeting.
When would you like it?
Wow. Sooner the better, really. Sooner we have the first meeting, the sooner we can start.
Yeah, I think we need to arrange the meeting in the usual way, sending something around, because I mean, I don't have my diary with me. I can't
No.
actually
Okay.
set a date now.
To arrange that's on the agenda, is to arrange a suitable
Yeah.
date for the first meeting. Do you want to throw some suggestions, maybe we put something in concrete later on in the week?
Second.
Do you want to put something down as a suggestion and we put something concrete in the week or?
I think I think what we've done with other groups is you've sent something round and
Asking for
we've said when we're available and then we come up with it.
Okay, so we'll do that. Can we just vote on that? That's what you want me to do? Because it does say to arrange a date
Because it
here.
is coming up holiday season, so.
Yeah. If that's okay. Bill.
Philip,
I'd like to be on that group, please, Chairman.
okay, mate,
That's my name.
can Phil be added to that?
It was decided at full council.
It was
You were there,
decided at
Phil.
full council.
I know.
I'd have to check if we can add other members because I'm not entirely sure.
But the nature of it, because it's a consultative process, then anybody will be able to come along and say that these, you don't have to be members.
No. You want to vote then?
But I propose that we arrange a meeting online in the usual way. By sending around by sending around an email and finding out what dates are available. If someone would second that, thanks.
Happily.
Thank you, Phil, thank you. All in favour, please.
All in favour?
Chairman, it is for this committee
Thank
to
you.
recommend any people who want to go on various subgroups.
I don't think it is, no.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is,
It went to full council.
but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Forget it. Doesn't matter. Councils have already taken recommendations for the people who've never been mentioned there. And all I'm saying is, I'd like to go on it, so okay.
Why didn't you
Did you
say,
support me?
why didn't you say last week when it was, on
Could
the
I get,
agenda?
could I missed it? I didn't hear it. You know I'm deaf and these things don't work. Any more reasons? Sorry, Morag, but I do get angry because I miss a hell of a lot of stuff in this chamber because you've all heard me talking about this system. It's bloody useless.
We weren't actually in this chamber for that meeting, but
Well, they are.
I see no reason why someone shouldn't join. I just don't think this meeting is probably not the place to do it, but I think if you were to mention it to the town clerk, I'm sure he would be perfectly happy.
Right, okay. Let's press on. Where are we at? Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, planning,
Oh, sorry, so what was the result of that last item?
it's gonna be, Phil's gonna have a word with the town clerk.
No, I'm not.
No,
I've already said, Chairman, the right and proper way has always been every other one. That people come along and say, a month later or something, I'd like to be on that group, and the committee recommends it to council, and if they want to.
but that goes to the town clerk, doesn't it, Phil?
No,
But
No,
if
it
it
goes
wants
to
to
the-
come on, it'll have to go to full council.
it
There's
goes in the
already-
minutes of this meeting as a recommendation to council. That's where it should be. It doesn't matter, forget it.
Put it as a recommendation to council that.
You'll have to vote on it, but Bill wants to talk.
Okay, but
I'm happy to propose that we make a representation to full council, a recommendation that's Phil joins, but but it seems a little bit over the top for something that is a working group. I would have thought that there was a working group on the standing orders, which I was not on and decided I would like to be on, and I mentioned it to the town clerk, and he said, "Well, by all means, join the group." That seems to be a sensible way of operating with a working group rather than a committee. I didn't actually join in the end because I thought probably there's enough people there without me anyway. But that was the method that was used then. So I would have thought the same method would work on this.
Well, I can accept what you're saying entirely, but that's not what the standing orders say. The standing orders say it goes through the committee to council.
No, I have a check on that. I don't know whether the standing orders does say that about working groups. I think it may be talking about committees when it says that.
Committees,
Well,
anyway.
just say yes or no, it's as simple as that. I don't want to,
I think we just need
I don't want
advice
to all sort of
from the
percent
town
on it.
clerk on what we need to do. Cause it went, why did it have to go to full council in the first place?
Because it went there.
Yeah, I know it went there.
A recommendation like that, the full council have to make the decision.
Yeah,
The
and they,
final decision,
they
that's
did,
why it
and
goes
they
to full
made that,
council.
I'm just saying, they made that decision, they can add people, I'm sure, but full council will have to do that.
But they need that decision on the people who volunteer to go on the group, right?
And you didn't
All
volunteer
I'm
for it,
saying is,
so
I
that's-
missed it and I'd like to go on it, but it doesn't matter. If you don't want me, doesn't matter. I got plenty of other gardening I can do.
I don't think you said that people don't want you, Phil, like that.
I just don't like being treated differently to anybody else. The last 10 years, it just comes as a recommendation from the committee to council. Why is it different because it's me?
Phil, it's not on my side, it's not different because it's you at all. Why don't we just make a vote that we take it to full council, that Phil is accepted into the committee, whether it's a subcommittee, whatever,
Yeah, working group.
the working group. Can we do that?
thought we were going to just ask the town clerk might come back and say, no, it's fine, you can go on it, and then we don't need to do that.
The town clerk hasn't got the authority to say, yes, I can go on it.
It's a working group.
It has to be council.
Public on a working group.
Phil, you can have members of the public on a working group.
Sorry?
You can have members of the public on a working group.
I know.
Yeah.
But it would still have to be agreed by council. If you wanted to put 5 members of the public on some working group or whatever, you would still have to have council saying, yes, those people can be the 5 people, members of the public on that committee.
That's what I said.
You can't do it yourself.
It has to be done at full council, because that's who agreed the members.
Well, then why can't we vote to take it to full council that Phil is accepted on this committee?
There's no reason why we
I
shouldn't.
think Phil could just say at full council that he wants to go on that committee.
No, sorry.
No, I don't think you
These
could.
people weren't nominated by this committee.
All I asked was the same as everybody else has ever done, huh? Can you, I mean, if you don't, I'll be sure to say it. But at the end of the day, all I'm asking is this committee, as normal, will recommend my name to council to go on that group.
I think Morag has a point actually, because this committee did not actually
Yeah, we didn't
recommend any
recommend
names to
that.
council in the first place. It was actually done at the council meeting, so I think it has to be done at the full council meeting. I think Morag's right on that thinking.
So it's
fresh about it. But,
that's what you want.
but Phil Owen is waiting to
Council
speak.
meeting, you say in
Oh,
the.
please yourself, doesn't matter. Forget it, Chairman, forget it.
Phil Owen is waiting to speak, Chair.
I know.
Yeah.
Phil?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. As far as I remember, it went to full council because the place plan isn't the purview of any specific committee, because it involves a lot of the work of a lot of the committees. So the decision was made at full council. As far as I remember, Phil was there. I mean, if he didn't hear it, he didn't hear it. But I think the vote was taken at full council that those people would be on the committee. I don't think it was limited. I think anybody could have been on the committee. But because we're only asked to note this as a decision that was made at a council meeting, there's nothing in this agenda that requires us to vote other than to say that we've noted it. So if that's going to be changed, then it was a decision of full council. It would have to be a decision of full council to change. And if Phil wants to be on it, then there's no reason why full council shouldn't say yes, okay. I don't really see the problem.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. I still don't know where to go with it. I still don't know what to do with it.
Phil
I'll
just
mention it.
needs to ask for.
I'll mention it to the town clerk, Oh, and
approve
through.
for him
Yeah.
to go on
Yeah.
the committee.
And that he wants to go on and it won't be an issue.
I think yes, just making it,
Why am I different to anybody else, Maura?
That's exactly how.
not, it's exactly the same way
No,
as
forget
it's
it.
been done
It
with
is,
everything
exactly.
else.
So like
Yeah,
we
I
did.
can't bother.
Move on.
Planning new applications then.
Thank you very much all for your support for my name. I honestly believe that if there was anybody else sitting there and asking the same thing, there'd have been no question about it. No.
That's all.
Thank you, Bill.
Bill,
Walking up with someone to work with that.
Good night, all.
Can you read the plan application?
yeah, to consider and comment on the following planning applications. Town and Country Planning Development and Management Procedure Wales Order 2012.
Yeah.
P26 0350 forward flag goal. Change of use of offices to a mixed use development comprising 2-number retail and 2-number residential dwellings, including internal alterations and installation of roof mounted solar panels. Former county council offices, the county times office, sorry. 116 Broad Street, Welshpool, SY217JR. Appendix G.
Have there been any responses from any other? Because I know Phil likes to go and look at the website to see what other responses are.
Okay,
He's got his finger.
Phil,
I think you better rephrase.
Phil, go on, Phil.
You're on mute, Phil.
You're on mute, Phil.
Sorry. Yes. Actually, there aren't really any responses to this application online. It basically it's just to convert the old County Times office into 2 residential units upstairs and 2 retail units on the ground floor. It seems to be a reasonable development. It sort of ticks all the right boxes. They're going to have 2 exchange heat pumps to make it energy efficient. They want to put solar panels on the roof. The only thing I would say is probably they want to be on the other side of the roof rather than on the town side. They've deliberately done this as an application omitting any car parking arrangements. I've always thought that if you want to encourage proper mixed-use development of the town centre, you have to consider parking. Otherwise, I don't think you really attract the right sort of people to live in these units. I think if you want young professionals or even people with a young family, you really have to provide some car parking. They say they've done it for all the right reasons to conserve the heritage of the town centre, its appearance, and for environmental reasons. I think on the whole, it's a good application. I have mixed views really about the no parking.
Thank you, Bill. Nick?
Sorry, Chair, I'm losing my voice. I would like to totally concur with what Phil has just said. I am very concerned about many of the recent approved developments in the town, buildings changed into accommodation, etc., etc., which is great. We need the accommodation, but there just is not the parking. When we talk about the County Times office, are we talking about the one down the passage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So at least it possibly, hopefully, would deter from it becoming a cannabis factory again.
Yeah. My thoughts are.
I'm not minutes that.
Yeah. But it's true. There was a. But, no, joking apart, I really do back up Phil on the fact that we're developing all these town centre flats, which is great, but we need to look at the infrastructure and in particular the parking facilities, because there aren't any.
Okay, thank you, Nick.
Chris?
Yes, Bill, go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that I missed the,
I was reading it again.
I missed the first part of that, so I'm not quite sure what's been said, but, I think this is an interesting proposal. It looks well put together. I note that they deliberately are not, addressing parking because they feel that it's unnecessary and that, they want to encourage people to use bikes and public transport. There is an installation of cycle storage within the courtyard, to make that point. The simple fact of the matter is, as Phil has just said, that if you want young professionals to come into the town, these are people who are going to want to use cars. They're going to be owning cars. Cars are used for leisure outside the town as well as for transport in the town. The fact that you can walk from there to the nearest shop or whatever is not a reason why someone would not want a car. I do think that there is an issue there. I also think that there is an issue as far as the provision of 2 retail outlets is concerned, because I'm not really aware that at present time the town is looking for 2 more small retail outlets, because there are quite a lot of potential retail outlets that are standing empty at the moment, particularly of reasonably small size. And on that fairly narrow passageway, it's there's not a great sort of shop front presence, is there?
Okay.
But, I'm still sort of in 2 minds about it, because I would rather see something happening there
than not.
the building standing there empty.
Maureen?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Bill. Obviously, the flat's a 1-bedroom flat, so it's not suitable family accommodation anyway. And I do think there will be people in Welshpool who don't have transport that will find them attractive, particularly if they're good quality. And where they park in the future, if they do decide to become mobile, it's probably down to them and where, because obviously they will find it difficult. But I do agree with Bill on the shop fronts.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't converted the downstairs into flatted accommodation as well. Probably they won't get planning permission for that, but.
Thank you, Maureen.
But yeah, so the flats I'm happy with, but as Bill says, we do not need any more, or we do not need to continue with empty commercial premises. The town has enough.
Thank you. Jackson?
I was going to say, as someone who doesn't drive and has quite a few friends who don't, I know some people who actually see a lack of parking as a positive advantage. It makes the price of rent or the price of purchase much more reasonable.
Yeah.
And if you're a professional, but say catching the train into Shrewsbury, because the Shrewsbury house market is so obscenely high, that there's a lot of people I know from Shrewsbury, someone who lived there as a teen myself, and then moved to Welshpool just because, heck, you can get a place in Welshpool, you wouldn't be able to get a place in Shrewsbury. And they'd be more than happy to have a place where you can live in Welshpool, access the local shops, use the local amenities, and when it's time to go into work, jump on the train. Obviously, we had the situation which Alison mentioned last time of trying to make sure the trains are a lot more reliable, but if we did manage to get that, then I think they would be quite positive. But yeah, I agree. The downstairs shop units, I don't think we need more shop units, but I do love the look of the upstairs flats. I think that they would be, quite successful.
Thank you, Jackson. Phil?
Yeah, actually, I don't agree with that. We do need shop units. We just need the right sort of shop units. We have to maintain that vital mix of commercial and residential in our high street. Now, it could be that, traditional retail outlets aren't going to be appropriate. Maybe coffee shops and things like that are, but we have to maintain that commercial aspect to our high street. Otherwise, it's no longer the high street. the other point is on the parking. I think Welshpool as a demographic, I think it's something like 30% of the population don't own a car, and you have to. I mean, that's one of the highest in the country, and you have to ask yourself why. And it's possible that the lack of available parking, certainly with some of our lower value accommodation, contributes to the fact that people can't have a car. And I think it's foolish just to keep adding to this problem by providing okay, reasonably priced accommodation, affordable accommodation, but which excludes people from owning a motor vehicle. It's not like our public transport is very good. So, you know, you can't really live without a car if you live in a rural area like this.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, where do you want to go, Bill?
Yeah, I was just going to comment on the shop aspect. I mean, I would absolutely be fully supportive of any retail outlets on the main streets. I'm just not absolutely convinced that a retail outlets or two retail outlets next to each other down this very narrow alley are going to be workable. But I mean, that's not a reason to be against this planning application, because it's entirely possible that the would-be developers have already got people lined up. We don't know that. So I mean, my feeling is that I wouldn't want to say anything against this. I think I would, you know, for me, I would just want to note this and allow it to go through.
Thank you, Bill.
So Chris, just to note, the ground floor accommodation is already commercial premises, so that isn't a planning issue anyway.
It's not, no.
That's what it is now,
that's
it's
right.
only the upstairs.
It sounds like the plan for upstairs, 2 units and electric solar panels, sorry, in the roof, seems to be an improvement of whatever you do. So I would suggest that we actually advise that we accept this.
I think I would, my proposal would be that we note it, but observe that there is a real shortage of parking spaces in Welshpool. And that we're not necessarily convinced by the arguments placed there.
No, okay.
Not entirely anyway. I mean, I've very much taken Jackson's point on board.
Yeah.
But there are people around without cars who might be very happy to move somewhere like that. But,
Thank you, Bill. Kelly,
Never mind.
did you want to come in? No.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Oh, that's what I wanted.
all in favour then? I think we've got it all. Okay, planning decisions, to note the attached planning decisions. You've all got them there, haven't you? No remarks, no. It doesn't really matter now anyway, because they're decisions. The items for future agenda and date of next meeting.
I'm just turning to the budget. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Maureen, sorry, Maureen.
so for the next meeting, with the events that we have for the rest, already planned in for the rest of the year, can we have some basic financial projections for them? Just to make sure we, you know, we're going to be within our budget. Because I'm a little concerned that last year we had a discussion about whether we should charge for some of these. And there's different ways of charging. And I know a councillor said that they could find sponsorship for them and told us that they had found sponsorship. But I've been informed by the town clerk that no money was forthcoming and it did all come out of our budget. So we don't want to be in that position this year. So if we could have some figures about Halloween, this is what we'll spend on it, Christmas party, etc. Then that would help for us to see, you know, are there any elements where we may have to raise some money.
So instead of in the financial report, you want that next to the events, as in like a list of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
If
not a
we can.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if someone says they're going to sponsor something, that would be fine, but I'm afraid we need some cash up front, really, don't we, to
Yeah.
sponsor it. Bill?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I've had one meeting so far with other towns in Paris that are part of the Tour de France route, and with Paris County Council. I've got my next meeting on the 16th of July. Should I be reporting back to this committee, as it is essentially an event in the town, on the progress that we're making there? Or are you happy for me just to report to full council on that?
Actually, we'd be really appreciative if you brought it back here as well, Bill.
There's a committee been set up for it, hasn't there? So I would say report back to them, Bill. So take it back through the clerk, and then he'll decide where it gets fed back to, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I just thought if it was like, you know, an agenda item on this committee, anything that affects other events that we're planning to do around the Tour de France can be discussed at this committee too. But I have no particular preference.
I would still like you to keep in contact with this committee, Phil, to let us know,
Okay.
to at least keep us in the loop as to what exactly going on or what you might be deciding or not.
Which definitely will do that.
Okay.
Phil?
Just making the point that if the next meeting of the committee that Phil is on is the 16th of July, then the obvious place to report back to is full council, which is 6 days later.
So we don't need to know at all?
No,
Well, we will all know because we'll be at full council, so.
There's a separate committee for the Tour de France, so it would make sense.
I would still like to know before the full council, to be honest.
But if, the point I'm making, Chris, is if the next meeting is the 16th of July and full council is the 22nd of July.
Yeah.
There's only 6 days, yeah.
Then it's obviously obvious that we should hear at full council.
Morak?
I do think it's wise to, from now on, to add it as a separate agenda item, so we can look at updates. Because it could get very confusing in what we're doing in the events committee, and then suddenly Tour de France decide this is happening. So we need to be working together on.
I think we do, because
I absolutely endorse that, because obviously there are always possibility that things might collide and clash. And for example, you know, the carnival next year and the Tour de France may happen within a week of each other.
yeah.
And may not be able to happen within a week of each other because there may be other things happening.
It's on the same weekend.
Yeah,
That's right, yes.
We can decide
Yeah.
when that happens.
Exactly. Well, that was my thinking, really. It wasn't so much, reporting to events and planning rather than to full council or indeed to the Tour de France committee. It was just having it on the agenda so I can update you on anything specific regarding events that might be on our agenda.
yeah, totally agree. I mean, but Morad's suggestion is exactly right, that we should have just a standard agenda item each time we meet, say in Tour de France.
I do think, as well, we need to keep a close eye on the impact of all of this on the staff as well. Because, you know, the things that we have on is a lot of work anyway. But
Yeah.
when we add the Tour de France stuff onto that, we've got to make sure we get the right balance and not overloading staff more than we do normally do.
I mean, I would go so far as to suggest that a Tour de France ought to be a standard agenda item for the moment on each one of the three main committees. Because it clearly impacts on operations development, it clearly impacts on governance and on staff. So, just so, not so that any official report is made necessarily, but just so that we can make sure that we are aware of anything that might be important to consider.
I've put it on for this one, so that I'll just take it back to Rich and just confirm with him that that's okay. And that was his plan. I'm sure it was anyway, but just to confirm, we'll go from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Items for future agenda, have I done that one?
Yeah, just need to say the next meeting.
Right, to receive meeting for events and planning committee will be held on 2nd of September 2026 at 6:30 in the council chamber. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Chair. Good night.
On there.
Thanks, everyone. Can I just say before you go, the reason I'm not in the chamber is because we've just flown back from abroad, and it was an overnight flight. We've had no sleep, so I wanted to join the meeting, but I was in no fit state to actually attend in person. So apologies.
No worries, Bill.
Sleep well.
I do have a question for Phil before he goes, and that is your face really as red as it looks on the
I
screen?
was wondering.
Yeah, it was very hot.
There was a conversation lately that was, the crux of it was there was going to be an events and planning in August, first week of August.
Yes.
Because of planning applications.
Yeah.
If there are any.
So that is still the case.
If there are, if
If
there
there are any
isn't,
planning applications,
that's the next meeting.
a short meeting will be
Yes.
held just to hear the planning.
Yes.
applications.
Yeah, fine.
100%. That will still be the case, but I can't foresee that, so therefore,
We
as
haven't
far as
had-
I know now, that will be the next meeting.
Chris,
Nick has a question.
Nick has got Nick's
Nick, thank you, Nick.
Chris, I don't know. I mean, I know the meeting is officially finished, so I don't know if it's pertinent or not. But as we all know, a very, very tragic event happened in Welshpool on Sunday night. And I would just like to suggest, as the local council, that we offer our deepest sympathy and condolences to the family and the friends of the gentleman who apparently got murdered on our streets on Sunday night.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. I think that's a great idea. I'll get Kim to have a word with the town clerk.
Yeah, I don't, sorry, Chris, I don't know if that's legit for me to say that, but I just thought we should offer our condolences.
I think we need to send some sort of letter as we're Welshpool Town Council to say we're deeply surprised and sorry for your loss.
I think we might need a full council meeting, but can we not do an emergency one like we did for the Olympics and just have a quick online one where everyone votes and say, yes, we do need to send out.
I think we need to. I think the longer we leave it go, the longer.
Speak to Rich.
I
Yeah,
think,
we'll speak to Richard, all right?
I think
Thank you, Nick.